Holy hit the boat.
Orcas are attacking
and even sometimes sinking boats.
Woo, the whole pot of them.
Orcas off the coast of Spain and Portugal have been body slamming boats, chewing off their rudders.
Maybe they should be renamed a gang or a troop or an army.
A whale named Gladys off the coast of Spain has been teaching other whales to attack boats.
There's one coming right under our boat. Oh my God.
Being the smart creatures they are, orcas never cease to amaze us. Whether it's evolving into an adept strategic hunter or taking the role of human predators, their changing predatory patterns have shocked everyone. So, hold on to know why they've begun attacking boats. For years, stories circulated about orcas having near to zero interest in humans, and now all of a sudden, they are out to get us. In the last few years, boaters have shared over 500 stories of run-ins with orcas. Usually, it's just the whales giving the boat a nudge or being a bit curious and swimming around. In approximately 250 instances, orcas have caused tangible harm. According to John Burbeck, a man associated with the Cruising Association, a group aiding sailors, 60 boats got seriously messed up, and 3 even ended up sinking because of these not-so-friendly encounters. So the next time you come across a pod of orcas, I would suggest running or swimming, or whatever you're willing to do to save yourself. Because the shift didn't happen overnight, and there's no guarantee that it won't happen again.
There's one coming right under our boat. Oh my God, I'm shaking.
There once was a time when orcas didn't even bother to know humans. The two barely had interaction, and even if they did, they were kind of like this. This man is playing with a lone orca who got separated from her pod. This was the beginning of a friendly relationship. But like every good thing, it had to end too. These whales who once had a friendly relationship with humans turned into something else. They became a real ordeal for people. Researchers who once called humans lucky for not being a favorite meal of these formidable predators are now concerned. Concerned for the safety of the people crossing paths with them, because if they dare to do so, this is what happens. Now, call it an accident or coincidence, but to me, these orcas coming for boats means only one thing: that something's changing in the ocean. Or it could be just these ace predators, aka our killer whales, who have transformed their predatory patterns. Now, why did I say patterns? It's because the strikes didn't happen for just one time, but they've been occurring since the year 2020. May of 2020 to be precise, when it happened for the first time in the Strait of Gibraltar, when a pod of orcas sank a vessel off the coast of Spain and Portugal, after which there was no going back. I mean, there were 3 recorded cases in a single year. The last one was on October 31st, when a group of killer whales surrounded a Polish yacht navigating the Strait of Gibraltar, one of the busiest waterways in the world. In 2020, researchers observed instances of 9 distinct killer whales engaging in boat attacks, with uncertainty about additional participants since then. The attacks primarily originated from 2 separate groups: a trio of juveniles, occasionally joined by a 4th member, and a mixed-aged group led by an adult female named White Gladys, along with 2 of her young offspring and 2 sisters. The researchers speculate that White Gladys, being the sole adult involved initially, may have had a negative association with boats due to potential entanglement in a fishing line. The observation raises reflections on the impact of human activities, indirectly contributing to such behaviors, as evidenced by bruises on other adult orcas in the region, consistent with boat collisions or entanglement. People began attributing these events to human activities. They believed that it was the boats that came in the orca's path and triggered the attacks. Yes, they perceived it to just be the curiosity of orcas. Now, even if we accept this, how would you explain the unusual tactics of orcas? Now, I'm using that word again, but we need an explanation for the strange pattern of the attacks. The company managing the yacht reported that the orcas repeatedly struck the vessel's rudder, causing significant damage, which became the reason why it ultimately sank in the vicinity of the entrance to the Moroccan port of Tanger Med. Now, that's what's triggered me too. That orcas are not just curious, they are damaging rudders purposefully, like they know where this damage will lead. This video, recorded by a man on a boat, shows the shocking moment when a single orca who spotted a boat at the strait began banging on it. Not for a short time, but she continuously did this for 3 hours. How he managed to come out alive is still a mystery. Talking about damages, how can we forget about this shocking encounter of a sailboat with a pod of orca? The video shows the pod slamming into a 20-meter-long boat. The plan worked, and they were able to damage the hull while the boat was off the southern coast of Spain. The crew eventually had to pour water out of the boat to make it safely to the coast. These are the same whales who were believed to be harmless for the people. In fact, there's a famous legend in which a man carved a whale who came back to life and considered the woodcarver his master. He then asked the creature to never cause harm to humans. She obeyed and continued to obey throughout generations, until now. When they decided to take a U-turn, it began an endless strike. Let's save the attacks for just a bit later. First, I want to do a history check with you guys. I mean, what exactly happened that forced the orcas to alter their behavior this much? Well, a few decades back, in the early 1900s, scientists were conducting research on orca behavior, frequently asking the same question: why don't they eat humans? Some believe that it was the dietary patterns, which means they do not pose a threat to humans due to their primarily marine mammal and fish-based diet. Others stated that's just how they are. They aren't as social as we expect them to be. The last group believe that orcas are just not that into humans. They probably see humans as a mystery critter who couldn't be swallowed until it's fully investigated. While they were trying to figure out this mysterious behavior, a fisherman named Griffin accidentally caught a massive 6.7-meter-long orca in his fishing net. It happened in the year 1965 and eventually became his big break. He sold that orca for a hefty amount to an aquarium in Seattle. In 1976, approximately 270 orcas were captured, often multiple times in the Salish Sea, which encompasses the waters between the US and Canada, as documented by historian Jason Colby from the University of Victoria. Tragically, at least 12 of these orcas lost their lives during the capture process. Of the captured orcas, over 50, notably including the critically endangered southern residents of Puget Sound, were retained for display in captivity. Yes, this accidental catch began the long journey of the blackfish, the journey from wild to captivity. Interactions with captive orcas allowed the researchers to observe the creatures closely. While it looks like a milestone was achieved, it actually had a bitter ending, with the captive animals shifting their behavior. But let's just save that story for another day. During their deep observations, one thing the researchers were shocked to know was the remarkable intelligence of these creatures. I believe it's actually due to their excellent intellectual levels that they come to know humans are not worth a bite. This exact attribute was noticed by the scientists way before, while they were studying the not-so-aggressive behavior of orcas towards humans. They noticed that orca pods that usually consist of up to 30 whales are good at communication and information spreads swiftly among them. And whenever in doubt, the entire pod turns toward the oldest female who guides them to their next move. And this encounter is for those doubting my research, because at least I have never seen an animal more coordinated than these killer whales. The matriarch whale spy hops to spot prey, and she spots one seal resting on the icy rafts. But is this a problem for the whales? Nah, never. The leader of the pod makes the rallying call, to which they all respond and begin their strategic hunt. The first step was to break the ice floats. 1, 2, 3, and boom! It's in pieces. But the seal still has a raft, and the whales are still without a meal. They are now initiating another plan, which is whale washing. They would now work together to create waves by swimming in a coordinated manner. They generate enough force to wash the seal off the ice and into the water. Once the seal is in the water, the orcas can more easily capture and consume it. And if they still face a problem, well, they've got the bubble blowing method too. Containing the second biggest brain among mammals, a brain that weighs around 15 pounds. Aren't we supposed to expect these things from them? Well, the brain is just one of the many contributing factors in making them the apex predator they are today. Another one is their sharp teeth. Sharp as daggers, they play a crucial role in their predatory pursuits. Ranging from 40 to 56 teeth, these conical weapons can reach lengths of up to 4 inches, creating a formidable arsenal. With each tooth perfectly designed for grasping and tearing, orcas are equipped to tackle a diverse menu that includes fish, seals, and other marine mammals. They even allow the orcas to shred a whale's body, just like here. Yeah, they are called killer whales for a reason. Here's a fun fact for those of you who don't know how the name actually originated. The name killer whale is a misinterpretation of the original name given to them by sailors in different languages. Considering their vicious tactics, scientists gave them the name of whale killer, which got swapped by the people. But they for sure justify that name. In fact, here's a dramatic video that was captured by a group of tourists. They recorded a pod of orca coming for a gray whale and its calf. It took them some time, and the adult whale did manage to survive the collective strike, but the juvenile whale could not make it and never resurfaced. Here is another day and another pod, this time harassing the largest creature of the world, a blue whale. One thing is for sure, an orca is never in doubt. They know what they are doing, and they know how to do it. Yes, I'm still talking about the blue whale incident. I mean, they were not there for a hunt. All these sleek black whales wanted was to tease their opponent, and that's what they did. They even made the whale run for its life. I'm not sure if you'll agree with me, but here's the thing. I believe orcas are a bit cocky. Well, there's another thing. They've got all the reasons to be. Reason number 1, they can outpace the ocean's top predator. Yes, it's the great whites I'm talking about. If there ever happens to be a match between an orca and a great white shark, they will knock out that predator. Firstly, their intelligence and hunting strategies, often displayed through cooperative efforts in pods, contribute to their overall prowess. In terms of length and size, adult male orcas typically range from 6 to 8 meters in length, with some exceeding 9 meters, while females are generally smaller. In contrast, adult great white sharks average around 4 to 6 meters, with individuals occasionally reaching up to 7 meters. Moving on to weight, orcas again demonstrate their superiority. Adult orcas can weigh between 6,000 to 12,000 pounds, with males being larger than females. On the other hand, adult great white sharks typically weigh between 1,500 to 2,400 pounds. In terms of speed, orcas showcase impressive agility and swiftness. They are known to swim at speeds of up to 34.5 miles per hour. In comparison, great white sharks, though formidable in their own right, can reach speeds of around 25 miles per hour in short bursts. Taking these factors into consideration, it becomes evident that orcas hold a significant advantage over great white sharks in terms of size, weight, and speed. Lastly comes the chopping method. In the case of the chopping method, one or more orcas will approach a shark from below and strike it with their tails or heads, aiming to flip the shark onto its back. This action triggers tonic immobility in the shark, a state of temporary paralysis or trance-like behavior. The shark becomes disoriented and vulnerable, allowing the orcas to capitalize on the situation. 7-gill sharks, specifically, are known to be targeted by orcas using the chopping method. These large sharks, named for their distinctive 7 gill slits, are found in both deep and shallow waters. While 7-gill sharks are formidable predators themselves, the intelligence and hunting techniques of orcas give them a significant advantage in such encounters. When they are done with the hunt, they don't just dive into the meal. But they use strategy here too. Orcas would prefer their liver. You know why that is? It's because the liver is the most nutritious organ of the shark. Told you, they are some strategic hunters. Sometimes the strategy works, and sometimes humans invade with their boats and eventually ruin their day. Could this be the reason why orcas have grown so much hate for intruders? Well, it could be, because watch. Watch how the boat becomes the lifesaver for the seal. The video originally got media's attention for another reason.
You have to go. I ain't going nowhere. You can't be.
So a sea lion jumped into the boat to seek refuge from the approaching pod of whales. And then this happened. Scared of the whales slamming her boat, she scared off the sea lion from it, and it jumped back into the water. This video gave birth to two types of people. Type A, who believes that the woman should not have forced the lion to jump into the pool of predators. According to them, orcas have never caused any trouble for our species. Then there's Type B, people who understand that the situation could have easily turned into a challenging ordeal for the lady. The continuous bamming could have done damage to the rudder. I do sympathize with the sea lion, but I think the lady did the right thing here to protect herself.
You have to go. You can't be here.
Because these whales, they never forget a face they see. Perhaps they would, but not for this man. Meet Captain Daniel Kriz. This guy's boat crossed paths with an aggressive pod of orcas 2 times, and both times it ended with him losing the battle to the orcas. At first, it happened in the year 2022 off the coast of Spain.
We lost both rudders.
And then, years later, in the year 2023, he came across the pod again. Here's another one where, not a face-off with the man on the boat, it gave them a tough time. 2 fishermen off the coast of San Diego had a shocking encounter when a pod of 30 killer whales began chasing their boat. Initially spotting the animals in the distance, the men were astonished as the orcas got up close, some even approaching the boat. This time, it was a group of orcas off the Iberian Peninsula that has raised concerns by repeatedly damaging boats in hundreds of reported interactions along the coasts of Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. The Iberian orca subpopulation is classified as critically endangered, comprising only 39 individuals during the last complete census in 2011. Notable incidents involve prolonged attacks, resulting in rudder removal and even sinking vessels, prompting crews to use loud noises to deter the orcas. With an average of 1 incident daily, a website tracking these encounters aims to inform sailors about areas with heightened orca activity. Experts explore possible reasons, from revenge due to an injury to more playful behavior. Despite their killer whale nickname, orcas haven't exhibited predatory behavior towards humans before. These interactions typically last under 30 minutes. Iberian orca attacks can occasionally extend up to 2 hours, as noted in a 2022 study. During another incident, 2 juvenile killer whales targeted the rudder, while an adult repeatedly collided with the boat, as reported by crew members to the German magazine Yacht. This specific attack endured for 90 minutes. The avenging behavior does not seem to be ending soon, and here's another clip proving it. Involved in a boat attack off the coast of Spain, this pod prompted concerns of a potentially retaliatory trend. The boat captain recorded the incident, showing the orcas aggressively damaging the boat, breaking both rudders. This marks the second such attack. Over the past year, numerous reports detail orca attacks on boats in the region. Experts offer 2 theories: playful behavior or a form of revenge, possibly stemming from years of orcas being disturbed by boats. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. The recent sinking of a yacht by a pod of killer whales in the Strait of Gibraltar highlights a concerning trend, marking the 4th such incident in southwestern Europe within the past 2 years. During this latest attack, the orcas targeted the yacht's steering fin for about 45 minutes, causing extensive damage and ultimately leading to the vessel sinking near the entrance to the port of Tanger Med. Fortunately, the crew remained safe throughout the ordeal. This occurrence is part of a broader phenomenon observed since 2020, involving killer whales harassing boats in the Strait of Gibraltar, posing a puzzle for animal behavior scientists. Researchers are exploring various theories, including food scarcity, disruptions post-pandemic, playful interactions, and potential trauma among orcas. These incidents raise broader concerns about the impact of human nautical activities on intelligent marine mammals, adding urgency to the understanding and addressing these encounters. See you next time.